God bless you. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Dr. Luauna, and this is A Touch from Above Ministries. I want to take just a moment to teach you something that is so valuable for your life. There are so many times that people wonder how come they're not blessed and why has not God blessed them? Well, in Genesis chapter 1, reading through 1 through 13, you read that on your own time. You will see that God Himself created all the entire material world for man first. And then He created man. Why did He do that? He created all the material world because He desired for man to be blessed. So why is it that man at times, why? What causes them not to walk in the divine blessing of God? And I say with all respect and all humility, do not mistake prosperity with greed. Please make sure that you don't do that. What causes people not to walk in the divine blessing of God? Well, I want to take you over to Adam and Eve once again in Genesis. You see that God gave them a command. He said, "Do not eat of this tree. In the day that you eat, thou shalt surely die." God gives you and I a command. Does God allow man to become equal with God? Does He allow man to challenge His authority? Does God allow man? Does the clay say to the potter, "No, I'm not doing it that way. I've got my own way"? Well, you can do that. You can try to challenge God's authority, but I promise you, it doesn't work. I love you with all of my heart, and I'm Dr. Luana. And I want to share with you there are consequences that happen when man tries to put himself equal with God, when he tries to challenge the authority of God. We must remember God is the creator. We are the created. We cannot say, "I'm the created. You cannot tell me what to do." In doing so, God, like Adam and Eve, He had to cast them out of the very material world that He prepared for man. You see, when they challenged God's authority, they lost their legal right to possess that wonderful divine blessing and gift that God created for you and I. You can read in 1 Samuel chapter 15 also, where Saul challenged the authority of God. God sent the prophet Samuel to go tell Saul to destroy the Amalekites and everything, the sheep, the cattle, this, and he gave them the command. Saul, you can find in 1 Samuel 15, I think it's verse 9, you can find that Saul went in to destroy, but he looked with his own natural logic and said, "You know what, that's some pretty good sheep there. And you know what, that cattle looks pretty good. Let's take that. And you know what, let's take that right there. And while we're at it, why don't we take the king with us as well?" Well, you find a couple verses later where God is very upset with Saul, and he begins to speak to Samuel again, and he says, "I regret that I have put King Saul in the position of that authority." And God had regretted that He put him in that authority. When Saul challenged the authority of God, "No, I like the sheep. I like the cattle. I think I'm going to take King Agag with me." Do not do not allow your human logic, your human understanding, your humanistic ideas challenge the authority of God. When God gives us His word, that's it, that's final. Can you challenge it? Oh, yeah. Are there consequences? Oh, yes. There are consequences, my dear friend. I love you with all of my heart. We can go really quick, and I don't want to keep you long on this. I'm trying to keep these YouTube A Touch from Above messages really short because they're just a touch from above. And you know what? I'll get back with you with part 2. Do not challenge God's authority. You don't want to be cast out of the divine blessing of what God has for you. I'm Dr. Luana, and this is just a touch from above. God bless you. See you tomorrow.